Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be making a mini Boston cream pie. This is a moist cake with vanilla custard on the middle and delicious chocolate ganache on the top. A very unique cake. Let's get into it. So for today's recipe, we're going to be using the reverse creaming method. As you can see, I have some butter and I added my flour into it. I'm going to break up the butter in the flour with my wicks until I get very fine crumbs. Once I achieve that, I'm going to add in some sugar and mix that around, and then goes in an egg, it's beaten already, and then some milk, and then my vanilla, and I'm going to beat this by hand for about 4 minutes. You can also use a hand whisk if you want to save some time. Beat until very smooth and glossy like this, and no, it doesn't make the gluten in the flour over activated and still gives you a very moist cake. By now your oven should have finished preheating. I'm going to transfer this into a grease tin that has been lined with some flour and then pop that in to bake. Remember to top out the bubbles. You do not want so much air bubbles in your cake. Now for the vanilla custard. So I have some corn flour and an egg yolk in a bowl. I bring in a small pot or a saucepan and add in some milk. Get that very hot, not boiling. I add in my sugar into that bowl and then give that a good mix until pale. Once the milk is very hot, I'm going to add in a little bit at a time just to tamper the eggs in my mixture. You do not want that to curdle. After mixing that around, I'm going to add in the rest of the milk and then give that a good mix. Pour that back into the pot, and I'm going to let this go on heat for about 2 minutes until thickened, like you can see. Once off the fire, I'm going to add in my butter and vanilla and mix that together until very smooth. Add that into a bowl and then cover it up with some cling film directly on the custard because you do not want a film to form, and it goes into the fridge for about an hour while the cake cools down. Now we're going to make our chocolate ganache. I have some hot milk and I'm going to pour that on some chocolate just like I did during the vanilla custard. Get that very hot, not boiling. You're going to mix and mix until you get a very thick and glossy chocolate like you can see. Set that aside to cool down, and now our cake is back. Now I'm going to gently slice the cake in half. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to get my vanilla custard out of the fridge, take off the cling film, and then reawaken it with a whisk or a spatula, anyone you feel like using. Just going to make that smooth and creamy the way it was. Once you get it smooth like you can see, you're going to add that on top of the cake. Now this is the bottom layer, and we're going to spread out the custard on the cake. Now while spreading it out, you're going to make sure you do not overfill the cake. That's making it get to the edge of the cake, because when you put the top layer on it and you pour on your chocolate ganache, it's going to press down the cake a little, and you do not want your custard to ooze out from the side. So like I did, you're not going to push it directly to the edge. Once you're done doing that, you're going to get the top of the cake back on top, and now I'm going to transfer it to a small cake board for presentation. Now you can see the custard still comes to the edge after the top layer comes on, so you don't want to overfill the middle. And now our chocolate ganache has cooled considerably and it's thickened up, so I'm just going to loosely pour that a little bit at a time. You're going to want to add more if you need more, because you don't want the chocolate to ooze and pour down the sides, which would defeat the purpose and make it not basically a Boston cream pie but something else. I don't know what that's called, but it's definitely not a Boston cream pie. Now you're going to use the spatula to guide the chocolate just to the edge of the cake, not running over, not spilling. And then once you've achieved this, I'm going to pop this into the fridge for 2 or 3 minutes to set up the chocolate, and then we're going to cut into it. This is the first time I'm making a video on how to use the reverse creaming to make cake, and you can see it turns out absolutely beautiful. And you should also check out other videos on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of decadent recipes you will love to try out. Now this is a slice of gorgeousness. This is very delicious. I promise you want to make this at home. Moist, delicious cake with a center of creamy vanilla custard and chocolate ganache, what's not to love? And as usual, it's absolutely delicious. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you for watching. This helps the channel a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.